In 1991, Hydra operatives in Siberia dispatched the brainwashed Bucky Barnes to intercept an automobile carrying a case of super soldier serum and assassinate its occupants. Approximately 1 year after Ultron's defeat in Sokovia at the hands of the Avengers, Steve Rogers, Natasha Romanoff, Sam Wilson, and Wanda Maximoff stopped Brock Rumlow from stealing a biological weapon from a lab in Lagos. Rumlow blows himself up, but when Wanda tries to displace the blast into the sky, it destroys a nearby building, killing a number of Wakandan humanitarian workers. At the team's headquarters, U.S. Secretary of State Thaddeus Ross informs the team that the United Nations are preparing to pass the Sokovia Accords, which will establish an international governing body to oversee and control the Avengers. The team is divided. Tony Stark supports oversight because he feels responsible for Ultron's creation and Sokovia's devastation, while Rogers has more faith in his own judgment than that of the government's. At the conference in Vienna where the Accords are to be ratified, a bomb kills King T'Chaka of Wakanda. Security footage indicates the bomber is Barnes, who T'Chaka's son, T'Challa, vows to kill. Tipped off to Barnes' whereabouts by Sharon Carter, as well as the fact the government does not plan to take him alive, Rogers decides to bring Barnes in alone. Rogers and Wilson track Barnes to his hideout in Bucharest and attempt to protect him from the authorities and T'Challa. But Rogers, Wilson, Barnes, and T'Challa are apprehended. Helmut Zemo kills Barnes' old Hydra handler and steals a book containing the trigger words that activate Barnes' brainwashing. He infiltrates the Berlin facility where Barnes is held and recites the words to make Barnes obey him. He questions Barnes, then sends him on a rampage to cover his own escape. Rogers stops Barnes and sneaks him away. When Barnes regains his senses, he explains that Zemo is heading for the Siberian Hydra facility where other brainwashed super soldiers are kept in cryogenic stasis. Knowing that they will never catch Zemo in time if they wait for authorization, Rogers and Wilson decide to go rogue, and recruit Wanda, Clint Barton, and Scott Lang to their cause. Convincing Ross to let him bring his renegade comrades in, Stark assembles a team comprised of Romanoff, T'Challa, James Rhodes, and Vision, as well as high school student Peter Parker. Stark and his team intercept Rogers' team at Leipzig-Halle Airport, where they fight. Romanoff allows Rogers and Barnes to escape. The rest of Rogers' team is captured and detained at the Raft prison, while Rhodes is partially paralyzed after being accidentally shot down by Vision. Stark finds evidence that Barnes was framed by Zemo and shows this evidence to Wilson, who gives him Rogers' destination. Without informing Ross, Stark goes to the Siberian Hydra facility and strikes a truce with Rogers and Barnes, unaware he was secretly followed by T'Challa. They discover that the other super soldiers have been killed by Zemo, who is Sokovian and wants to punish the Avengers for his family's deaths. He shows them footage from Hydra's archives, which reveals that it was Stark's parents whom Barnes killed in 1991. Enraged to learn that Rogers was aware of this, Stark turns on Barnes. In the fight, Stark blasts off Barnes' robotic arm and Rogers disables Stark's armor. Rogers departs with Barnes and leaves his shield behind. Satisfied that he has irreparably fractured the Avengers, Zemo attempts suicide, but T'Challa apprehends him. In the aftermath, Stark provides Rhodes with exoskeletal leg braces to let him walk again, while Rogers breaks his comrades out of the raft. In a mid-credits scene, Barnes and Rogers have fled to Wakanda, where T'Challa has granted them asylum. Barnes chooses to return to cryogenic sleep until a cure for his brainwashing is found. In a post-credits scene, Parker tests a new gadget he received from the Stark,